Hey everybody, I'm with Callum. His channel is Financial Journey. So definitely sub to him. He does a lot of different stocks and he covers a lot of news stories, and he also tries to get a little deeper, a little different than me. So if you're looking for kind of more information, because I just usually do a stock every several months, and then if you're really interested in a certain stock, he kind of like really focuses on that and talks a lot about it. Like, what's some examples? Like Lucid is a stock you cover a lot. What are other stocks you've covered?
I do a lot of Lucid. I do Sundial. I do Zomedica, HCMC, and then some crypto here or there.
Crypto, yeah, you're big on crypto. So you've had a channel for like 10 months now?
Give or take, yeah, close to that.
Okay. And why did you start the channel?
Usually I was actually spending the same amount of time doing research for my own personal investing that I found it beneficial to actually roll it out and let people know. Because typically whenever I went, I love to share information and share wealth of knowledge. So it kind of just went pieced together.
Yeah, it forces you to learn about a stock, especially when you do a video. You kind of have to dig a little deeper, and I definitely found out. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And everybody, feel free to ask questions. You know how it works. Just throw out questions. It could be anything. If you want to know about crypto, Caleb knows a lot about crypto. I'm not so good at crypto. I understand a little bit, but I don't think I've ever done a video on crypto. Zone, Sundial, and AMC, yuck.
Yeah, it's a very niche thing, definitely.
So what cryptos are you invested in?
The obvious Bitcoin. I have Ethereum Classic. I have Eternity and some other just small altcoins, but give or take, I don't know. I usually cover things that are just mostly trending as well that possibly might benefit, like index coins and stuff like that. So,
right,
yeah,
index coins. Yeah, they're down a lot. I know Bitcoin is down, like 20%. It was like over 60. Now it's around 40. I think it's a good time. Pick up Bitcoin. It just always goes up. It comes down a little bit, and then it goes right back up. I don't own it. I don't believe in crypto, but I'm pretty sure it's here to stay. Bitcoin, at least. I'm not sure about the other 7,000 cryptocurrencies out there.
Yeah,
but
I think Bitcoin, at first as well, I was the same way. I actually, I personally started investing into crypto in November of last year, so very recent, and or a little bit sooner than November, but close to that time period. And it was very funny. It's like I didn't believe in it whatsoever either. I didn't understand it. I just thought it was like one of those little fugazi things that I don't know. But I've kind of read a lot about it. It's just needs a little bit more day-to-day interactions and kind of uses in the economy, which is getting there. But I think it's still in the beginning stages.
Yeah, it's the early stages. Anything in the early stages is going to have a lot of people who are against it because they don't understand it. It could be anything. But then once it's part of society, and it will get there. And I was totally against it. I'm still not bullish on it. I wouldn't buy it. I don't think I would, but I think it's here to stay. Do you use Coinbase to buy your crypto, or
I personally use Binance.
Oh, Binance.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I think El Salvador, which I think switched, I think it was September 1st to have it their national currency as Bitcoin. They will be a good telltale if they can actually succeed and survive without completely crashing and burning for 1 year, I think it'll kind of pick up a lot of momentum based on that. They're kind of the guinea pig.
Yeah. There's a company, BTCS, and the stock went up 50%, and I was gonna buy it even the day before it went up because the CEO, he did a live stream with me, and he's a really good guy. We had a lot of conversations, and that's why I wanted to buy it, just because of him. But I didn't. But they were in the news the other day. They're giving a Bitcoin dividend, the first ever.
Oh wow!
Stock went up 44% in the day they was announced. It was just on, I think, Monday or Tuesday of this week. So
that's pretty cool.
I think if you're hesitant about crypto, which I totally get, it's kind of like being hesitant about like anything like gold, or being hesitant about EVs, because we don't know exactly what to invest in. Like EVs are really the future, but I don't know, is Tesla overvalued, or should I do NEO? Sometimes just going with an industry that's kind of connected to it. Like if you for instance, cannabis stocks, if you're not big on buying cannabis stocks, there's plenty of companies that offer the software for cannabis companies, so people can go on the website and order cannabis and things like that. You don't have to actually invest in a company. You can invest in something that supports that industry, and that's how you get exposure.
Completely agree.
Coinbase, investing in Coinbase instead of a particular crypto. I thought I saw something about it yesterday on Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, no. Coinbase is definitely a good way to have a good kind of indirect way of having kind of crypto aspects to your portfolio, definitely.
Yeah, it's just one way to get exposure to something.
Or there is obviously the trusts as well, right? Or now especially
ETFs.
Starting out with ETFs as well.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah.
It's a safer bet, because when you invest in a company, no matter how good of a company it is, you never really know. I'm not saying if you invest in a company with 100 billion market cap, there's not too much risk, but they might be overpriced and you might be sitting there for years. And so investing in a ETF that kind of tracks that industry is another way to go.
Yeah, and plus there's always a risk as well, right? If you invest directly with whatever platform you use, it could have a very high likelihood of getting hacked, right? So you could potentially lose money that way. So I guess that's the benefit of having actual ETFs and owning it that route.
Yeah. There's you said Binance? Is that where you trade?
Yeah, I use Binance.
Scott, that was a question. So I usually do every live stream. I do 2 raffles where you can win a $20 Amazon gift card, and it's legit. I email you a gift card. If you do win, you could email me here. And the way it works is just tell me if you're in the raffle. I could see who's here, so I could write your name. But if you didn't comment, I don't know if you're here. Just type in or I'm in, so I could see your name, so you can be part of the raffle. And then I just do a randomizer. Hi there, guys. Didn't you win once on the raffle? But yeah, as I'm doing this, feel free to talk about your channel. Give us the last few videos, what did you talk about? And
cool. So the big thing I've been doing almost every day, I've been trying getting a lot of good traction on it, is Lucid. Ticker is LCID, so they do EV. As of right now, high end niche luxury EVs.
Yeah.
So doing a lot of good catalysts when it comes to that, talking about the upcoming news, potential news as well, because it's still it's very ambiguous as far as what their next steps are. There is no doubt that they are set for a lot of growth. Largely, they do have a fund that owns roughly about 70%. It's called the Public Investment Fund, Saudi Arabia. So they have a big aspect and financial holding into Lucid. So I've been covering that a lot because there's a lot of different ways that it can go. It's basically a Tesla version of that, but just starting out basically to Tesla in like, I'd say 2011 equivalent. So just first year. So it is a good way for those that did miss out on Tesla to kind of get in. That's why it's getting so much hype. So it's with that, obviously you can talk on a lot of different things as well. Also, I do a lot of EV, like Sundial as well. They are going through a lot of different ways as well. But
yeah, Sundial. One of the guys who did a live stream with me a few weeks ago, and he usually comes on my live streams. I didn't see him yet. He talks about Sundial every day, multiple times a day. He loves that stock. Yeah. I bought Wader Holdings, and I usually stick with kind of like more blue chip kind of stocks, low risk. And I bought that, and I'm down a lot. So, but that's how you learn, I guess.
Yeah, when it comes to Sundial, they are definitely a very high risk but high return company. So that's definitely something good going for it. They
just acquire somebody, Sundial?
Yeah, got approved on Friday. Alcanna, so it's a Alberta liquor company. So the one thing I really like about Sundial is, it's a cannabis direct stock, but now majority, I think about 1/3 of their actual revenue is coming from things outside the box. So they have something called Sunstream. So it's more of a lending company to other cannabis companies, but it's acting. So it's more of a bank. Also, they just acquired Alcanna as well. So so basically a lot of good different revenue sources outside of the typical cannabis thing, especially considering it's a Canadian company, very limited to as far as what they can do. Canada's whole legalization is just it's all over the place. It's very hard for companies to actually make money. So obviously the more advantageous thing is to have legalization in the States, but as of right now, it's obviously not legalized everywhere. So they're limited to just dealing with partnerships. So it's very limiting on overall revenue. So it's one of those things you just have to be patient on, and hopefully they don't go belly up in the meantime. But
yeah, I think everybody's is hoping the U.S. Approves cannabis on a federal level, and these stocks will blow up dramatically, because they all jumped a lot when Biden first got elected.
Yeah.
And that was a big craze, and they've come down. But if you do own cannabis and the U.S. does approve it federally, the stock will go up dramatically. So I would sell, because it's going to come down again.
Oh yeah.
Because then people are going to realize you have to make money for, just because it's approved, there's a lot of, logistical things. You have to sell a lot of cannabis, things like that. And that doesn't always go as, there's hiccups.
And whatever framework the U.S. government decides to enforce is going to be hard, right? Because based on the articles I've seen, they're trying to, if anything, they're humoring it, but they're looking at the risks, and then they're looking at comparing what happened with Canada, and clearly that was a big fail. So they're trying to find a kind of a middle ground way of enforcing legalization, because it would be a good way to bring in revenue, right? Obviously, deficit is consistently increasing. Having that aspect as far as additional taxes come in would be a plus.
Yeah, if they would get so much in taxes. It's pretty much legal in the U.S. Almost everybody can get it. At this point, just in time.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, what's up? So the way the raffle works is this randomizer here. Only 13 people. I mean, it's 25 on a stream, so all you have to do is comment. You don't even have to say anything. I'll put you in there. But anyways, so this number, the randomizer changes every time I do something. You can see the number change. So whoever wins twice gets a $20 gift card. But the only thing is, it has to change. Like if I entered now and it stayed on 8, that wouldn't count. It has to change. Okay, this will be the first one. The first randomizer. 11.
Okay.
So ace. So if ace gets picked again, then he'll win.
Oh, cool.
And can you please, somebody with it looks like Hebrew letters, which I'm not sure. I'll just write Hebrew up here. This doesn't. It's gonna change the randomizer, but this doesn't count. A Yeti is another one. I have a Yeti microphone. Jeffrey Hampton. Okay. What stock do you own? What's in your portfolio, if you feel comfortable saying?
Ooh, I have quite a lot. Well, most.
You could just name a couple.
Well, to be honest, the funny thing is, the majority of my videos, I talk about what I actually have for holdings isn't necessarily what I do videos on, because unfortunately, just people want involved. From what my experience is, people want sexy. They want all that. They don't want stability. So most of my stocks are more so like main ones. I'll pull it up right now actually and go through my whole portfolio.
Yeah.
It's mostly like I spent a lot of time doing this. This is why I went through a lot of research. But as of right now, I have roughly about 40% in Canadian, because I am obviously live in Canada. So I have Dollarama, Saputo as far as consumer products, Bell, TELUS as far as communications, Suncor, Enbridge for energy, finance. I have, again, these are Canadian, so Bank of Nova Scotia, Manulife, TD Bank, Brookfield. As far as financials, industrial is CNR, Magna, and Waste Connections. Mining, Nutrien, Barrick.
What's your biggest holding? You don't have to say a dollar amount, but just what's the ticker?
TD Bank.
TD Bank?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do the second randomizer. 11. I can't. Ace 1. It was 11 twice. What are the odds? We'll do another one later. So Ace 101. Make sure you email me, financial.business.consultant. And then I'll confirm. I have a way to confirm it's you. Ace 101 ification. If Ace 101 ification.
Sweet, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's $20.
But yeah, I do have majority of that. As far as like long term, most of my day-to-day actual trades are all American though. That's all I do. All of my Canadian stuff, I don't really try and play it. I just buy it and hold. It's the American stuff, because obviously Canadian stuff doesn't really move necessarily nearly at all as fast.
Yeah,
so
that's what I tell people.
Yeah, it's very slow.
Like American stocks move a lot more than Canadian.
Yeah,
but it's tax wise, it's probably better Canadian stocks for you.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
I need more bank. I don't have any banks. I own some indexes. So obviously, banks are in there, but I don't know why I don't generally buy banks. It's look at Marin Software. It's tiny. That's where I live, Marin. It's
yeah. I think banks are. I don't know. It's interesting to see what's going to happen. Especially, I think Citi this upcoming Friday is Citibank. I think it's the first bank to do all of their earnings. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes and how it translates to as far as revenue. See if they got actually hurt as much as they did, or
I did a video on a mortgage REIT today. I generally don't do videos on banks because it's just so confusing trying to like understand their financials because of all like the like the swaps and like it's just really I could kind of understand it, but it's just hard to like forecast those types of things.
It's a lot. That's why I don't necessarily do those videos either, because it is a lot of research, and at the end of the day, it's not sexy. They're very boring, and a lot of people don't like that. People want something that they can win or get like maybe 50% in one day. That's what they want to kind of hear. So it's hard what portfolio-based investment versus what you do on YouTube, and what majority of people do on YouTube, with the exception of you do fairly well actually based on those. But I think it's just what you clearly have a good client base, subscribers when it comes to that.
Well, I do notice certain stocks there's like 8 or 9 stocks that always like kill it on views. It might with you too, but like Suncor, every time I do a Suncor video, I get a ton of views. AT&T, Nokia. Well, recently the mining companies, just because their dividends are like 20%, because their stock price has come down so much. Alibaba always gets a lot of views. Energy Transfer. I did buy Energy Transfer. I usually don't buy many stocks, at least on the videos I do, because I just don't buy. I have kind of a limited number of stocks I buy, but I did buy Energy Transfer last week, Facebook, Intel, and was it Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah, all those are pretty good long-term ones.
Is it Johnson & Johnson? Annalie was a really difficult video to do. I posted that today.
For instance, you clearly, especially based on that, how long does it take you to do a lot of that research on obviously each individual company?
I usually, I guess like a couple hours. A couple hours at least to just at least do the research and put it together.
Yeah, it definitely gets up there.
But the thing is, like, doing it over and over and over, like I kind of get a pretty good comfort level. Like if somebody wanted to like learn everything, like everything I did in the video would take them like months, because there's just so much things. It's an accumulation. It's kind of like learning a sport or something. After a while, you just get comfortable, and it's more like kind of like repetitive. Like you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah. One stock I was looking at getting at, actually, I think you recently did a video, is Sophie.
Yeah, SoFi. That was another tough one. That got a ton of views. It's already at 3,400, and I just posted it yesterday. 2 days ago.
Yeah. That one definitely has a lot of upside. A lot of people are really like it right now.
They applied for a bank charter, and I think people are kind of like, for lack of better words, banking on them getting a bank charter, because then it'll go through the roof, the stock, because their margins will increase a lot, and there's just a lot of benefits to that. But it takes time. Are you familiar? Because people ask me, like, are you familiar with like the process to get a bank charter, or even what that is?
I know in general, it's the barrier for that is very high. personally, I don't really know what's recommended in it. I know in Canada you have to qualify for. Well, we only have the 5 big banks here, and as far as I know, I don't know. And as far as the actual rules and entry level or what needs to be done, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's hard to get.
No, it's extremely. Yeah.
I can't remember the fintech that got a bank charter. Which fintechs have a bank charter? The OCC granted preliminary approval. I remember there's one recently that got. Oh, Varo Bank. Yeah, it's like right away. Its stock like went up dramatically.
Well, based on what's the qualifications for your guys's? I'm just pulling up the website just to read that.
I guess it would be different. What is it? Is it even in public?
It looks like, yeah, they have to apply for at the OCC, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, which is related to the granting of charters for the FSA. Okay, so you guys do have the FSA, so that's similar to Canada. So I'm sure it's the same kind of aspects as that.
Because right now, they have to go to other banks, because they're pretty much a lending company. So if somebody wants a loan for school, that's how they started, school loans. But now they do loans for other things too, like a home loan or a personal loan. So now they have to go to another bank and get the funding from that bank, and they're kind of more of an intermediary. But once they get the bank charter approval, they can use the deposits from their current customers to fund those loans.
Huh.
Which is pretty much how banks make money. They just, if you put money to a savings account, they take that money out and give it to someone else.
Yeah.
And charge them like 8% interest and pay you whatever, 0.5%. Hey, Ben, what's up? And they make money on the spread.
So what do you think? So keeping in line with banks, what do you think about, I know, banks or even better yet, the government having their own cryptocurrency?
The government,
I guess that came out in Canada. I think that might be rolling out in maybe 2023, 2024 is the dollar being a electronic dollar, yeah. I think it is, or something about that.
That would be the only way we can get it to the point where it's mainstream cryptocurrency, is if it's kind of like backed by the government. Because right now, the government wants control. That's the problem, is when the government doesn't have oversight or they can't tax certain things. That's why so yeah, I think that would be kind of like the ultimate step for crypto. And then it won't be volatile anymore. It won't be, because when you buy a currency, it doesn't really move unless you're in like Venezuela or something, which is crazy inflation. But in pretty much any country, if you buy if you go to Britain and buy a British pounds to spend there, it's not going to change. Even if you hold it for years, it's just going to move like a few percent. But right now it's so volatile, crypto. So it's not really a currency where you would use it to buy things. It's more of an investment tool, which is fine, but it's but a currency is generally for to buy things, to buy goods and services.
Yeah. But technically, the whole purpose of, because I think based on
I forgot it's still there.
In the acts, it does say that the main currency needs to be a fiat, right? An actual true fiat. And I think they even use the term true fiat, and technically cryptocurrency cannot be a fiat because it needs to be held and tangible, and unfortunately that isn't. So it kind of goes, I think they would have to be changing the wording, or at least have an amendment to get that actually done, right?
Yeah. But there's so much benefits. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get there in our lifetime. I mean, it would be great because right now it's so inefficient, our monetary system. Like anytime we make a transaction, we usually have to wait like a couple of days to get the money, and we have to pay like a 3% fee. It's very inefficient. Crypto is efficient. It's just that as financial, what he thinks of PayPal coin. Are you familiar with this PayPal coin? I didn't even know about PayPal coin.
No. I know a lot of those are trying to develop their own. A lot of those kind of platforms that offer a lot of those services.
Yeah, I imagine you can buy crypto from using PayPal, but I didn't know. I think this person is saying there's an actual coin, a crypto coin called PayPal.
Oh.
Is that's what you mean, right, Matt? Is anybody from your channel that's on here? I can't tell.
I'll pull it up.
There's only a couple names I don't recognize, like CB350. I don't recognize.
I don't know. I put it on my channel and on the Discord, so
yeah.
Not really sure. But PayPal coin, yeah, it looks like they're launching their own stable coin. Probably won't do that. As far as I know, wasn't the user base on PayPal going down anyways? Maybe this is clearly their way to
I think the future with PayPal is Venmo. If you buy PayPal, that's more the growth play. So if it wasn't for Venmo, yeah, PayPal would be really struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Tudor could be a coin having the same ticker as a stock. I mean, it's just so ridiculous to have a cryptocurrency for every single. Maybe it isn't, but it just seems like
it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Everyone's just trying to jump on board, and like I think this is why there was a lot of people, like I like to say I know a lot about crypto and things like that, but there's clearly a lot of more knowledgeable like individuals. But I've asked some of them, it's like, so what exactly is the end game? Like, is it just going to be maybe five main coins? Because I can't see it realistic. Me having one coin going down to Walmart, using a Walmart token to buy their goods, go to a Home Depot like that. I don't know. I think there would have to be a lot of consolidation. Most likely similar to what happened to Europe, and maybe just have the euro and.
Well, that
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems it would be easier if even the whole world had one currency. It would be just a million times easier for so many things. But the problem is that it would. That's why like Britain didn't want to be part of the euro. Like if there was a world currency, it would negatively affect us because it would drag us down. Scott, NWO confirmed. What does that mean? NWO confirmed. NWO ticker. Illuminati. What do you mean Illuminati? What are you talking about? A New World Order. So who here owns crypto? I kind of wanted to buy like Dogecoin but I don't know. It doesn't seem like is Doge is coming down too, right?
Yeah, generally it's all.
You could have been a multi-millionaire. I mean, it was like 0.0001 cents, and then it went up to almost $1. Or
yeah. Well, if you are going to start, this is probably the best time to do it, right? Ideally.
But yeah, it almost seems too late, but who knows? I'm thinking about buying Bitcoin that it came down.
Yeah. Out of everything, based on the utility, definitely, I think Bitcoin is good. Personally, I think, especially with Ethereum 2.0 and all of that, I think Ethereum might be a better investment, possibly. But I don't know.
But you can now stake your you stake your crypto on Binance?
Yeah, but it gives very little anyways.
You probably, unless you own like millions.
No, I have maybe
you're not
about
gonna get
less
much
than,
out of that.
I have about less than 10,000 in crypto. So not too much at all.
Yeah. You probably get like a few dollars a year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Did you get anything yet from staking it, or?
I think I've maybe got $50-$60. Something.
Oh, so you have gotten, okay.
Yeah, not much, not anything crazy at all.
Do you have to actively stake it, or do they stake it for you automatically?
I put it automatic. But
okay,
I think I much prefer just doing stocks, and that way I like to actually physically. I still kind of have your mentality. I know crypto will be very good, but it's still very risky at this stage.
Yeah, it's real early, but it's kind of like investing in like internet companies in like the early, like late 90s. I mean, there's so many, but unless you picked like who's like, I mean, it's not there's not that many who are still around from. Yeah, it's
back then.
It's kind of like it's gambling. I mean, how would you know?
Yeah, you kind of don't. But same thing is the whole market is just, I don't know. 2021 is kind of interesting. It's like had investing in general just on its, like, it was everything backwards, just anything that had relatively high short interest, and which typically 9 times out of 10 anywhere in the past several decades would mean that it's a suffering business. Now 2021, it just people was let's time to buy it. Let's make it a meme stock and let's pump it. So it's kind of was a very interesting year, to say the least.
Yeah, I think it was one of the most interesting ever with with pumping up all the stocks, which was what banks used to do, but now Main Street started doing it with Reddit, which is crazy. I just wish I could have benefited from that, but I didn't.
Yeah, but it's kind of been the perfect environment on for the overall economy and for like a lot of the growth stocks and like to kind of just flourish, right? Relatively low interest rates, just providing the kind of general population with expendable income. Obviously goes hand in hand for perfect growth stocks and crypto to just surge, right?
Yeah, that's why some of these assets or investments have gone up so much. Just all this money flooding into it. But it's like anything, it's going to come down. So you want to take in your gains before it crashes. I mean, if you invest in like an Apple, like you don't have to worry about even if it goes down 20-30%, because it's over time, it's just going to go up. But with these like really risky investments if you don't take in those gains. The problem is people don't want to take in gains because they're worried it's going to keep going up.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down, say it's up to $100 and then it goes down to 80, they're not going to sell at 80 because they're like, it was just 100 a couple of weeks ago. And that's crazy. I'm not going to lose $20. And then it goes to 60 and they're like, I can't sell. And it keeps going down and down and down and they never sell it.
Yeah. I think, people definitely need to have good exit strategies all the time. And plus, I think I learned to that when I first started investing, I generally did that same mentality too. I end up falling, I guess you kind of fall in love with the stock generally. So you don't really want to sell it because you're kind of hoping for it to consistently just go up. But yeah, you definitely do need to take profits, hands down.
It's, yeah. I guess we'll do another raffle. But so type in if you want to be in a raffle. And you said you started doing live streams?
Yeah, it's been doing some at nights or during the day, just random times, just mostly obviously targeting around Lucid.
Lucid, yeah, that's your
yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot. But yeah, no, it's been good.
Is it still over 100 billion market cap, Lucid, or has it come down?
Yeah, it's gone down quite a lot. But still, it's starting to make, I think Friday was up a peak at 13%. Did kind of go down to around 9%, but still a lot of good there's a lot of good things happening for Lucid in the next even quarter. So
yeah, I think just based off of momentum, I could see it going up a lot. But the problem is, if you're too late, like if you learn about the stock from listening to others, it's pretty much late. You're too late at that point. You have to kind of get in before people start talking about it. That's the hard part, right? How do you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I try and in my videos do things that nobody's thinking of that's happening or going to be happening in the future, at least.
Ideally. Like my first video that blew up was WIMI. I did a video on WIMI like a month or two before that. It jumped up a lot at one point last year. It went from like 3 to like 25 in like a few days. And that got like a few thousand views. But no.
Yeah, that's the key. It's just you have to kind of get in. And it's one of those things that you don't know, right? That's why you might just be a bag holder, or I guess there's a very fine line between an investor and a bag holder, right? So just depending on how you see it.
Yeah, the problem is, I've done 1,000 videos, so I can't invest in every stock. So there's bound to be some big ones, but
yeah, no, that's why I was doing a lot of OTC stocks when I first started out, and I think those ones I still get like a lot of comments. Clearly, the same kind of concept. People just are still searching those ones, and not many people cover OTC stocks. And so,
I have some.
Yeah, so if someone's trying to do some DD, it's relatively hard, especially that whole sector or that market in general.
Yeah, there's so much less information, but you just don't make money on those things. Like people are trying to always like chase the next like 50x, but it's just it's kind of like playing the lottery. You're just gonna always be chasing that that big win, and you're never gonna make money.
Yeah.
Slow and steady is the only way.
Yeah, usually consistent. That's kind of been shown to do fairly well. But again, nothing really wrong with a lot of those quick increases, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could put a little here and there. Like, I wouldn't no more than 10% of your portfolio in these risky. So 28 people here, but I only have 13 names. So if you want, yeah, I sold my CrowdStrike. It's I bought CrowdStrike, and in 6 months I was up like 50%, and then it gets downgraded by an analyst. So then it crashes.
Yep. Yeah, that's always fun.
It's ridiculous. Okay. So same thing. I'll do the randomizer changes number 8 at A to Z. He won once before. One Scott Pierce. Does anybody else want in? Yeah, I'll be right back. Talk about like Lucid or something.
Okay. Okay, so I pulled up the chat as well. So Matt Plummer, I guess you're asking about AMC. I personally like AMC. I did make some pretty good money off of that, especially on the get-go. But I just pulled up the short interest right now. There's a lot of people that are literally thinking that this is going to the moon. I think there's a lot of good aspects of AMC causing it to go up. Obviously, it does have a lot of options activity, so got a lot of gamma squeezes on the as far as short interest front. I don't necessarily think right now, because they keep saying that roughly that the general retail population, I think, is around 70% that they own the short the float, but with short interest only 17%, that's factoring in a lot of the naked shorts as well. So I personally don't, at the end of the day, don't think it's going to be a full, like a 2, 4, 5,000, whatever it is, kind of thing. It could. I hope I'm wrong, and a lot of people make a lot of money. But when it does get that high, there's going to be such a huge amount of actual selling pressure. It's just going to be a very quick blip that for those, a lot of investors that did physically get in because of this huge squeeze, that even if it does potentially happen, they may miss out, right? It's one of those things that you have to be consistently watching. It might only last for maybe 1 or 2 hours, possibly. That's how I see it, at least. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, a lot of interesting things personally that I watch for in the market, that especially when it comes to Lucid. Like, for instance, I think Wednesday is the new CPI day, so definitely it's going to be a very volatile week, to say the least, depending on obviously the results, and especially with kind of, I think it's overdone with COVID, but still COVID fears seem to be still around, unfortunately, in the market, and then inflation and all that fun stuff. Let's see, some people forget that additional shorts can come. Yeah, that's true.
PaySafe today. I don't know if anybody's invested in PaySafe. Another SPAC.
Yeah, I think this SEC is really cracking down on a lot of these SPACs, though.
Yeah, it's like Wader Holdings. What a waste. I invested in. I can't find that. I talked about. It was a long video. It was like 26 minutes. I talked about an intangible asset impairment. Well, I guess when you watch the video, I thought it was a good way to talk about it. PaySafe acquired a company a few years back, and part of the acquisition, they report on a balance sheet, they have an intangible asset, a customer relationships. Like they reported that, and they have to amortize that. I don't know. Just watch the video. It's probably better. It's gonna be hard for me to. Do you get into the financials at all? Do you like on your channel?
I do, but when I usually get into that kind of stuff, I usually get ranting and start talking. So then it kind of results in those like 15-minute videos. So I don't like to reiterate that in every video. So I typically do cover it in one time. But then usually the rest I don't. I usually just refer like, oh, I've done this. So I don't know. Sometimes, again, depending on the company. When it comes to OTCs, I usually just say like, it's kind of given that they don't have the best financials. I usually don't look at them too much. I look at number of times they've kind of done issuances, and I don't know. What about you? Well, you clearly go into depth, right?
That's mostly what I do. But some of these, a lot of these stocks, like they like, especially if they're pre-revenue, or even stocks with little revenue, like it just looks awful, their financials. So you can't really like value the company on their financials. It's more about the future of the company, what people perceive the future. Okay, let me do another randomizer. Let me do. So hi there, guys. 4, David forgot. Does anybody else want to be in? I don't know. Matt, my average. Okay, we'll do another randomizer. 9, M. Taylor. 7, just in time. Copper is a good investment. 10, Matt Hansen. 11, wow, everybody's getting picked. This is crazy. 4, so David forgot. Make sure you email me $20 Amazon gift card. David forgot. Yeah, it could get a little boring. That's what on live streams, whenever I try to talk about like things like get really deep into financials, I feel like a lot of people lose interest.
Yeah,
big time. It gets kind of like confusing, and
it's kind of interesting. People want to know about the stock, but they don't want to know everything. They just kind of want to know the highlights, right?
Yeah, they want high level, and they don't want to like. Well, there are a lot of people on my channel who do like to learn about the financials, but it could get a little like it's hard for people to focus, and then you start like thinking about something else. So
you do a lot of so you mentioned Suncor. So do you own Suncor or oil companies?
No. That just gets a lot of views. I don't know why. I own a lot of Facebook. I own Berkshire Hathaway. I bought Accelera. Which is somewhat on a risky side, I guess. I have Pfizer, Costco.
Oh, nice.
It's not. I regret buying Wader. I went against my plan because people are saying I talk about all these stocks and I don't invest in them. So I was like, okay, I'll try to invest in one. Yeah, David, just email me at this email address, and I'll email you Amazon gift card.
Yeah, no, it's hard sometimes. It's like people want to know that you like physically invest it, right? You back it. It's no different than like any board member or CEO, right? Anyone talking about a company or anything like that, you want to know that they like clearly are backing it, right? Nowhere else it's seen as pumping.
Right. I'm doing Teladoc tomorrow. That's the next telehealth company.
Yeah.
The revenue has gone up quite a bit from 400 million to 1.9 billion. But when you see something like this, doesn't mean it's like the greatest thing in the world. It's great if they did it organically, but it's less great if they just acquired a bunch of businesses. So you have to just really understand, and you can see their free cash flow. It's not too bad, but it's still negative. Do you follow any telehealth companies, telemedicine?
No, unfortunately not.
That's kind of popular with some people. See, this is stuff I do. I go through the income statement and statement of cash flows, and I try to explain as much as I can on each thing.
Oddly enough, when I'm looking at this, usually I generally don't look at the actual. I look vaguely at the numbers, but I love the kind of the notes component. That's all I typically read.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't actually look at the notes too much, unless I want to learn more about like a number.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like to read that because if they are going to be downplaying it or hiding something in some aspect, it would be there, right? Well, unless it's obvious through the actual numbers, but
it's just because even if you want to pay for a review, just be a member of the channel. I'll put a link. Just go to my main page on YouTube, and then you can hit the join button. But yeah, just if you understand all this stuff, it doesn't mean you're going to make money. It's not like a guarantee you're going to make money just because you understand it. It helps, but there's no way you like even the best, like Warren Buffett has bad years. Nobody can predict the future.
Yep. Very true. That's one very sophisticated document you got going on there.
This Excel file?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is I go through this a file. Like I go through like the income statement. This is from their quarterly report. I kind of pull a picture from the quarterly report and I go through it. Like their revenue doubled from the third quarter of last year to the third quarter of this year. And I go through all the expenses.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Very organized.
But the more complicated the income statement is or the financials, the more like confusing it is, the less likely you should invest in that company.
Yeah.
That's it. Khalid, thank you. That's really nice of you. Any thoughts on Himax Technologies? Seems cheap considering. Himax, let me see. I never even heard of Himax Technology. So you can't go down over 100% if you're down like 70%. Semiconductor. That's a big industry, semiconductors. It's in Taiwan.
There's a big gap though. I think it's only support around the 20, low 12s. So maybe not.
So it went from just at the end of 2020, it was only $4. It really came up a lot. It's kind of been pretty steady 2021. I mean, it's been between 10 and like 15 for the most part. Well, now it's a little over 15. Francisco, thanks. Appreciate it.
I think
that's why it's wow, a 7 PE. When you invest in a company not in the United States, it's the upside is kind of capped. Especially like if it's in like Germany or Canada, it's not going to be too bad, but like a developed country, but like it is harder. Like you're not going to get as much growth, even if the company's doing well. So you have to 4 to 12.
I think it only picked up momentum because it got added to a lot of ETFs, so added a lot more liquidity. Or
how do you know? Where do you see that?
Through Fintel, and then so I usually use Fintel, Ortex, then a couple of my brokers just to get information.
Khalid, thanks again. That's really nice of you. But this looks really good. I like to look at free cash flow, and that was negative. Now it's 266 million. That's a big jump. Is this a fabless or semiconductor company? That's a really good PE. They're really growing a lot. They grow every quarter. They're growing their revenue. They're profitable. And Taiwan's not a. What's the Taiwan? I don't think it's too risky, Taiwan. Oh, the fabless. Taiwan Semiconductor. Is there any ties to Taiwan Semiconductor? That's like one of the biggest semiconductor companies in the world. But yeah, this looks really good, this stock. Robinhood. What are you talking about, Matthew? Down 130%? How could you be down more than 100% on something?
Margin.
And maybe I'll try to do a video on this. Looks pretty good. A lot of activity. 7 million a past. I hope Intel goes up. I have a feeling I bought Intel, but it's just been flat for years. It hasn't really moved. Like it used, like 2000 was its peak, and now would you insider doing ETF reviews? I should do ETFs. I'm just not sure how to go about it. Hey Dow, what's up? Everybody, Dow Stock Talk. He covers stock market videos, but he does a lot of different types of videos, like a lot of things. Like he did a video on investing in wine. He's done crypto. So check out his channel. I was thinking about doing. I worked in bonds when in New York. Bond pricing. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that on a live stream actually. How to calculate bond yields and the premium and discount. I talked about it in some videos.
Hey, are you interested in investing?
Cool.
How did that happen? That was Dow Stock Talk. How did he? I started creating these notes here. Oh yeah. Amortization of. I don't know if anybody ever seen. I mentioned this in a video. Have you ever seen on the income statement, or it's usually on a statement of cash flows, like amortization of bond discount?
Usually not. No.
It's kind of a. It's not like a common thing. People would understand. But I mentioned. I explained in the video what it means, pretty much. Because when a bond, assuming it's a fixed rate bond, when a bond is sold in the open market, say it's like a 5% yield, like a 5% interest rate, then interest rates move all the time, right? So if interest rates go down, the bond is more valuable, right? Because it pays a higher yield. I don't know. I'll do this in a video. I need to prepare it better, but
cool. I just want to let you know, Scott. I guess this will be my transition period. Just want to thanks for having me on here.
Okay, yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I appreciate it. Everybody, check out Financial Journeys channel.
Cool. Thanks, Ed.
Okay. That was anticlimactic. Father and son live stream. Has anybody ever seen his channel before? Financial Journey? Transition period. Hey, what's up, Jay Mula? Good to see you. Yeah. Nope, never visit that one. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I should. I want to do a live stream where I go over bond yields. I think that would be good, but I got to prepare better. I don't want to like. Had to throw that in there. IMAX has gone up a lot. It's still dirt cheap in my opinion, but I really don't understand why. Yeah, that seems like a good value, IMAX. Does anybody own IMAX? Wait. Well, it was really low. It was under $2. Not too long ago. Well, I guess even before COVID, it was at its lowest in 2019. Would you have an episode on bond investing for beginners? Strangely, they actually do a lot of business with China and have operations in mainland China. Yeah, it looks really good. That's the thing. You need to like. There's so many stocks to learn about. But even if you looked at the stock when it was $3, I'm not sure if you would have invested in it. Because it did have positive operating cash flow even in 2018. It was low though. They really scaled up. But their revenue was lower in 2019 and 2018. That's interesting. That's the $1 million question. If you do some bomb videos, tips, okay. But several years ago, the PE was above 30. Well, God, this is so slow. Well, they didn't really have much net income before 2021. It was really low. It was negative in 2019. So their net income grew 9x from 2020 to 2020, trailing 12 months. Now I'll add it to the queue. Usually takes like 2 or 3 weeks to get a video done because I have to get the thumbnail made. 196 $6 million of debt. Oh, I didn't talk about this website. HIMX. This website's really good. Business Quant. I usually oh. What's the ticker again? HIMX? I don't see it. I guess you can. I think on my channel there's a link to my PayPal. You can do through that, but I guess I could theoretically get it done by Monday. It is here, okay. It's the 2 billion market cap, okay. Okay, right here. Okay, so they don't pay a dividend, right? Let's look at their revenue growth. They have a 9% 3-year annual revenue growth. Average in the industry is 7.4%. I can't believe how good they're. Let's see their price to free cash flow. It's 20.5. That's So it's a little better than the industry, 20.7. Look at Taiwan Semiconductor, 1.7 price to free cash flow. I don't know. I don't really have a fee for expedited. I guess I could just make it up. Maybe like 50. I don't know. So if you go to my channel, there's a donate thing here. I think that's it. Yeah, I get super chat's fine. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it. But let me know if you guys want to go this businessquant.com. Email me, because the guy who runs a site, he's trying to get more business, so I can maybe get you like a free week trial. But it's really good. I've been using it a lot. The dividend's not. They do pay a dividend. It's not coming up, but sometimes non-US stocks don't have all the data. Yeah, 2% dividend. That's pretty good. 2% dividend. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's really nice. So, Khalid, yeah, I'll try to get it done definitely, I guess, Monday or Tuesday. But tomorrow's Sunday, right? Maybe, yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday, because I need to, if I do it tomorrow, well, I already have to, I have to do a video tomorrow. It's already set up. So, I'll do it Monday, and I could probably post it Tuesday morning. What's it? Let me just save this to my desktop. That'll be a reminder. Hi, Max. $428 million quarterly. That's the thing. There's like so much demand for semiconductor companies. It seems like they're all winners. just some go up more than others. Like Nvidia has been going up so much. Okay, here we go. They nearly doubled their revenue. It's up like 80%. Brad, thanks for joining. Look how much they improved. Their cost of revenue barely went up, and look how much their revenue went up. That's really good margins. That's the thing. Once you hit a certain break-even point, then you become so much more profitable. Your margins go up so much dramatically. Yeah, I saw the donation from Brad. What stock did you mention? Zim? Let me Wall Street did a good video on Hymax. Not sure if you know him. Oh, Walrus Street. I'll check it out. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Okay, so you're okay. No rush. I'll definitely have it this coming week. Probably like Wednesday. R&D is up. I mean, they went from 9 million to 148 million operating income. I mean, they've improved a lot. Yeah, it's pretty dramatic. But you have to look, is it sustainable? Like, that's the thing. Like, it's really hard to identify that stuff. Interest, I don't see any interest expense. They must have debt. Okay, so they have the 9 months. Yeah, that went up a lot as well. So they kind of hit their, like, once you pass that certain threshold, whether it be like $500 million or $1 billion, then margins go up a lot. Changes for finance costs. I guess that's the interest they call finance costs. That's why it gets confusing too, because companies use different terminology, so it could get a little confusing because one company calls something like the same thing, they call it differently. So, but you just get used to it the more you see it. Cash award. What is that cash award? Okay, I'll see you later. Thanks for all the donations. Cash award. What does that mean? Walrus Street. It looks like a buy. I mean, it's gone up a lot.
Welcome to the Walrus Street. I'm your financial walrus, and I'm here to help you fight for your spot on the ice. I know that
There's a lot of subs.
Wealth and diversification protects it, but you need to be informed on the financial news, stock and ETF updates, trades and options, and other investments.
He hasn't posted for a month. So that's probably why his views are going down. But he used to post all the time. Well, yeah, Taiwan is definitely not like China. China is super risky now. I mean, China shouldn't be risky. It's a pretty strong economy. It's just the government makes it so risky. I mean, if they wouldn't interfere so much, they would have massive companies, like close to as big as some U.S. companies. They would have $1 trillion companies. Alibaba should probably be $1 trillion market cap company. GM4, what's up? GM4. Yeah, having operations is not that big of a deal. As long as they're not incorporated, if they're incorporated in China, that's a problem. Because a Chinese company kind of rules over everybody. They have control over every person, every company, which is just killing all the Chinese stocks. I did buy Alibaba a few days ago. I got it for I just got it like probably around like 120, I think. Yeah, probably like around, I think I bought it one of these days. But look at it. Yeah, it was well over 300. I mean, it went, what is it down? 60% from its peak? But it's, you see Charlie Munger, he doubled up again on Alibaba. He bought like he's another 600, he put $600 million into it, I think, on top of his other 600 million. He's probably now owns, he probably owns like 1 or 2% of the company. Yeah, I was avoiding Alibaba for a while, but I did buy it this week because it just seems so. Even at 200 a share, I thought it was a good deal. And to get it, yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, 600,000 shares, 71 million. I thought he had more, like in the billions, but still 71 million is a lot, I guess. Is anybody invested in Alibaba here? Yeah, look at the PE, 18. I mean, 18 for a company that grows at this rate is like amazing. I mean, 18 is supposed to be for a company that's growing like 2% a year. Yeah, I think it's safe to avoid Chinese stocks. I just did it because it just seemed so low at that point, but I was avoiding them for a while. And look at it, 800 million. That's like 800 billion. I mean, that's like 115 billion US dollars in revenue. Their market cap is 358 billion. Not that fundamentals mean anything anymore, but if they did mean something, they have about 60 billion of cash on their balance sheet. 60 billion US dollars. Maybe 65 billion. And what are they? 330 billion market cap? Hey, anybody remember this video I did on FBRX? God, it's really, I'm glad I sold. Sheesh, it's really down. Holy cow. Look, it's 27 million market cap, right? And it has 45 million of cash. And has no debt, pretty much no debt. Well, 3.7 million. So if you minus 4 million from that, so they have like 41 million of cash. They have more cash than the company's worth. So if you bought the company in whole, in its entirety, you can sell, you could liquidate the company and you'd make $13 million. But But why is? But it's not even trading at cash value. It went down like 80% because the only drug in its pipeline, the only drug that it's working on, didn't pass FDA trials. So the company said they don't have really anything else to work on. So at one point, GME had more cash than market cap, and they had all real estate. GME? I lost on Palantir. GameStop had more cash. Yeah, I lost on Palantir. I sold it at a loss. Buy Alibaba. Yeah, I mean, I didn't lose much. I think I got it like around like 20 or maybe 22. So I wasn't up here. I got it around here. Or maybe here. I forget what it was. It was low 20s. And then I was up for like a week. And then I came down. But okay, I think I'm gonna head out now. So thanks for joining. And Khalid, thanks for the donations. I'll definitely get that video done this week. And yeah, every Friday, every Saturday, I mean, and we do the Amazon raffle also. So you could win $20. Okay, have a good night, everybody. See ya.